The following video is a presentation of MightyOxTrading. Hello everyone and welcome to MightyOxTrading. In this video, we are going to discuss MyFundedFutures, their release of their starter plans revamp, and why I feel they might just be the best accounts now in futures prop firms. Before we get started though, the drill. If you find this information helpful or entertaining or any of that, pretty sure if you gore that like button. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And also hit that little bell icon so you can be notified whenever I put out a new video, which is going to happen a lot coming up. Or go live with one of our live streams. So let's get started with our video today. So MyFundedFutures yesterday, they launched their new starter plans, and I had seen bits and pieces as they were, planning this, and I was getting excited. I really did feel like this could be the best plan in futures. And after seeing them, I'm thinking I might have been right. So why don't we go through, this is going to be a kind of a long video, I'm warning you right now, but I'm going to try and go through it real quick, as fast as I can, while still getting the information out that we should try and get out. So without further ado, let's go through the slides. So here's the basics. This applies to all the account sizes. There's 3 account sizes, the 50K, the 100K, 150K. That has not changed from their original starter plan. I do wish they would consider adding a 25K, because 25K is probably the second most popular size after the 50K. So anyway, that's just an aside. I'll mention it at the stage sometime. And the day drawdown and the eval and the sim funded portions. And then it's a static drawdown once you get to live funded in a brokerage account. There's no minimum trading days in the eval, which means there's no consistency rule in the eval, and you can pass the eval in one day. So for those of you that like to just say, I don't want to wait, I don't want to wait 5 days or 8 days or 10 days or 15 days, one day pass if you want to go for it. I never do that, but some people like to do that. Why waste time? There is a daily loss limit. I know that is a downer for some, but it does not fail you. It's just like topstep. It locks you out for the day, lets you cool down, and then you can come back tomorrow and start again. 40% consistency rule in sim funded, but there's no consistency rule in the eval, like I said, and there's no consistency rule once you get to the live brokerage account. There is a set path to live on all accounts, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I know for some people that's not exactly a good attribute but we'll talk about why it should be and why we want to start changing your minds on that. The profit split 100% on that first 10K and 90-10 thereafter. That's per account. 5 winning days to get paid out, and we'll talk about what winning days are. There's no activation fees, which is one of the biggest ones, because that makes these accounts the cheapest accounts in futures when you consider all-in pricing. So not only does it have a multitude of good attributes to the account itself, but it's also the cheapest. So that's the basics. Let's start looking at these plans using the actual sheet MFFU released. Oops. Find it here. There. Oop, I lost the sheet. Give me 1 second. Please hold. Okay, we'll just go this way. So let's just look at the 5 plans. I'm not sure what I did with the sheet that I just had. But anyway, $80 for the account for the 50K, 150 for the 100K, 220 for the 150K. Now, once again, no activation fees, so that makes these accounts the cheapest once you consider PA fees, activation fees, whatever you want to call them fees. These plans are the cheapest and by far. Right now, it's the only 50K it's under $100, and it's the cheapest 100K by I think it's 50, $60. I looked at it earlier. I don't remember the exact, But right there, that should get your attention. Yes, it's not as cheap as 90% off on some of these, but you really, if you're, passing accounts regularly, why would you got to consider the funded setup fees, right? So now let's look at the profit targets. These line up pretty well. 3,000, 6,000, 9,000. That's pretty standard in the industry for these size accounts. Now they did add some drawdown compared to their old starter plans. 2,500 on the 50K, 3,500 on the 100K, and 5,000 on the 150K. Now I will admit, one disappointment is that when they were originally talking about this, they were talking about having equal profit target to drawdown. So it was supposed to be 3,000, 3,000. Apparently they decided against that for whatever reason. But I will say there's only one other end of day eval that has 3,000 to 2,500. So it is, a great percentage or ratio. That's the word I'm looking for. Ratio for profit target to drawdown when you consider it's an end of the EOD account. Daily loss limit is pretty generous. 13, 24, and 36. Sorry, 1,200. Sorry. That's pretty generous when it comes to a daily loss limit. It's more than topstep. It's more than earn a trade. So it gives you some room to maneuver. And once again, it doesn't fail you, so it's not even that big of a deal. See there. Sorry, the reset fees are $50 for the 50K. It's one of the cheapest in futures again. Much cheaper than a lot of firms. $70 for the 100K, $100 for the 150K. There is a scaling plan. You can get up to 3 micros. I'm sorry, 3 micros. Yeah, that would be really small, wouldn't it? 3 minis in the 50K, 6 in the 100K, 150K is 9, of course. You got to scale up to the max size. I know some people say 3 isn't enough, but here's the thing. If you get 3 accounts and you're allowed 3 accounts and you want to merge them in the live account, they will do that and you'll get, you can have more contracts if you want. So don't get caught up on that. The consistency rule, there is no consistency rule in the eval. It's one thing that they screwed up on when they made this little fact sheet here, is they didn't make it clear that this consistency rule is 40% in the sim funded account. Once you get to the live brokerage, consistency rule goes away. Don't need to worry about consistency. You only need to worry about it while you're in the sim funded account. 40% is, much better than 30% in my opinion. Easy to follow. So the payouts here, let me get my sheet back up because I'm having trouble seeing the sheet itself. Excuse me one second. I hate that. I had all this stuff ready to go and then I accidentally closed it down. So there we go. So there we go. So 5 winning days of $100 to get a payout. And that means you have a possibility of weekly payouts. That's in the 50K. And the 100K, it's $200. In the 150K, it's $300. So this is kind of like topstep, except for topstep, no matter what size account, it's $200. 5 winning days of $200. Again, they don't need to be consecutive, but if you want a weekly payout, then it does. But after 5 winning days, you can take out your money. There's a withdrawal limit. It's $1,200 for the 50K account for each payout. So that's pretty generous. And for each payout to 30 winning days or $6,000 is achieved. For the 100K, it's 24. For the 150K, 36. Or until 12,000 or 18,000 is achieved. We'll talk about that here in a minute when we talk about payout policies. And of course, like I said, live funding, static account, $2,500 in balance is where you start with. 3,500 on the 100K, 5,000 on the 150K, static live account. So unlike like with earn to trade, where you get moved from an EOD to a intraday trailing, here you get moved from an EOD to a static account. Much better, much better. So, and again, you're eligible for that after 30 winning days or $6,000 in payouts on the 50K. And of course, just keep multiplying that 12,000, 18,000. And again, no activation fees. I have no idea why they put that no activation fees at the bottom. Should be at the top, right at the price. Again, this makes this the cheapest account in futures. So now let's look at payout policies real quick, because here is, where some people, might like some of this stuff, some people might not, but it's all good in my opinion, or mostly in my opinion. Anyway, so I guess I said this earlier, we'll reiterate it. Profit split 100% of the first 10K for each account. You're allowed 3 accounts. So profit split is 90% after that, 90-10. Payout is after 5 winning days. So again, we'll go through what the winning days are. So $100 or more a day on a 50K account, $200 or more a day on a 100K account, or $300 or more a day on a 300K account. I'm sorry, a 300K account, 150K account. I wrote 300K there, didn't I? Oops. Mark that slide. That's 150K. So anyway, so just get those, get 5 of them, and you can get a payout. Have 5 straight, you can get a payout. Weekly payouts are possible if you're having a good run. And $100 on 50K, which means you can do that with micros. You don't even need to be playing with the minis. $100? Micros. I know. See if he's watching this video, he's curling up into a ball right now. But, you could do this with, 4 or 5 micros. Even, heck, if you go for big moves, 1 micro. But I'm not telling you how to trade. Anyway, so there's, like I said, payout limits, $1,200 for each payout on a 50K, $2,400 on the 100K, $3,600 on the 150K. There is no limit once you make it to the live brokerage. This is only in the live sim portion. Is there a limit on the amount you can take out? After your first payout, this is just like topstep. After your first payout, your balance is moved to the starting balance plus $100. So if you get $500 and you want to take it out, take out half of it or whatever, you're going to screw yourself if you do that, because that means you're only going to have like $100 of drawdown left. So make sure you don't screw yourself by withdrawing too early. Get yourself a nice little buffer. It's not required. They're not requiring it, but give yourself a nice buffer so you don't just blow your funded account and have to start over. Build the account up some. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. You're moved to live after earning $6,000 on the 50K, $12,000 on the 100K, and $18,000 on the 150K, or having 30 winning days. So it's possible that even though you can earn up to $18,000 on the 150K, you could get moved there as quickly as at 9,000. If you have 30 days of exactly 300, if you do that, that'd be pretty impressive actually. But so you could be moved sooner. So it's either or. It's not both. It's 30 winning days or those amounts. So that's your goal. No, that's where you want to get to before moving to live. And by the way, I don't, I know some places have these, unlimited amounts. Some places have 25,000. But for the most part, the places that have live sim that eventually move you to live, 18,000 and 12,000, those are big amounts. Like earn to trades 5,000. I think trade Blue Sky's 3,000. Trade dates either 3,000 or 5,000. So having those big amounts is very generous of them. And once you reach those amounts, you withdraw all of your sim funds and start fresh when moved to live with that static drawdown like we talked about. So there are firms that take your sim money earned and move it into the brokerage account. They don't do this. They give it to you. It's all yours, or 90% of it's yours, depending on which account. That is another huge advantage. You're starting you off fresh with a fresh balance. You get all of it, or whatever percentage you're entitled to. That is pretty impressive. So, why, after all this, do I feel that MyFundedFutures is now having the best account in futures? Well, it's not just because this random ox on the street says so. He says MyFundedFutures is the best. Here's why I think it's the best. Now, notice here, kind of looks like 3 slides in one, because I accidentally hit undo and then had to go and put 3 slides in one. Don't ask. Anyway, so there's actually nothing new here with this account. All these ideas aren't new, but what MyFundedFutures seem to have done, they seem to take a lot of the best stuff from other companies' accounts and made them into one beautiful, absolutely beautiful chef's kiss account for you. Well, for all of us. And that is, good. I mean, yeah, it's always cool when a company thinks outside the box and does something different, but you don't have to in this industry. You can just make a great account from what everyone else is, pieces of what everyone else has done. And that's what I feel that MyFundedFutures has done here. I don't know, I don't know if this was Sage's brain trust. I don't know if it was a group, whoever it is, they did a great job, and I'm giving them credit. So, why is it the best? It's a generous drawdown the profit target, especially for an end of day account. Has the liberal daily loss limit that doesn't fail you. Again, I don't consider a daily loss limit a bad thing. I think when people get deep into the hole, they don't know when to stop. They want a revenge trade out of it. I think a DLL is actually a good thing, and I think all futures should have them. It would prevent people from blowing accounts, at least on the first day, my opinion. The impressive lifetime earnings that we talked about before being moved to live, being able to earn up to $18,000 per account is pretty impressive. It's 150. I believe, some of the highest amounts in the industry. Yeah, you hear, I believe, topstep's 25 or even 50K, but most people get moved to live before that, et cetera, et cetera. So it's definitely generous. And here's the biggest one. It's the cheapest account. Really is. I meant to throw up the 50K index here just so you could actually see it, with compared to all the companies. I forgot. But the fact that this beautiful account, this awesome account, at least in my opinion, awesome account, is also the cheapest account is amazing. And it's gonna be it's I don't know how they did it. I'll be honest. This account I would have priced higher. It's be worth it in my opinion. But anyway, so cheapest accounts, $80 all in, 150 all in, 220 all in, resets at 50, 70, and 100 now. They did say they're not going to be running sales on this. So you're definitely going to have to just deal with that. Don't be looking for 50% off these accounts. Don't be looking for 90% off these accounts. That said, use my link and you do get 5% off. 5% off every time you use my link. Use my link. Get the absolutely cheapest price. Link will be in the video description below, of course. All that fun stuff. By the way, this doesn't go on sale until tomorrow. If you're watching this on Tuesday, July 2nd, when this video comes out, these accounts don't go on sale until Wednesday. I have no idea why they did that. I know, they should have let people grab them as soon as they came out, but whatever. Anyway, again, so when you're ready, I'm sure you're all excited now after this long video, but you have to wait till tomorrow if you're watching it on Tuesday. Anyway, weekly payouts possible. No waiting months for your money, like with some firms. 5 days, get your payout. And a path to live. and an objective path to live. It's not, oh, if you're, if you meet these metrics and you've done this and you've done that, we might move you to live. It's a path to live that is objective. You know when you're going to be moved to live. It's 30 days or whatever set amount. And the path to live should be everybody's goal, because it's the firms that keep you in sim that come up with the most rules of how you should trade so you can get a payout, and you worry about that you're going to get denied payout, etc. When you get to a live brokerage account, there's hardly any rules that you usually have to follow. Usually it's just, don't do anything that breaks the CME rules or the brokerage rules. So everybody should be trying to get live. Be a live trader. There's nothing wrong with the sim firms, of course. I promote them. I like them. I trade with them. But I think we're going to see more and more companies go with a path to live. And I think that's where the industry's headed. And I think people that have gotten so comfortable with sim need to get more comfortable with live once again. So the path to live, I know some people consider, a bad thing. Y'all should start getting on board with that, in my opinion. So that's everything I got on the new MyFundedFutures accounts. If there's anything I haven't covered or you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If I know, I'll tell you. If I don't know, I'll try to find out. Of course, join us on Discord. We've been discussing that there. MyFundedFutures reps are in the Discord. If I can get their attention, because they're kind of busy right now, we can ask them straight up there. Not, like I said, I'll always find out. So tell me what you think. Do you like these new accounts? Let me know in the comments below. Do you not like them? And if so, tell me why. And also, just tell me your opinion of them. That's all I got. Of course, my reminder to you always, join us on our Twitter and our Instagram. Join us on YouTube, our live streams every morning. And join us on Discord. Thank you so much for hanging with me for 23 minutes of video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hit the like button, and we'll see you next time.